Other yellow hat guy here, back on another video. And I finally saw it, yes. Not Avatar. I'm going to watch that eventually. But I saw Cocaine Bear. And I say finally saw it because, well, I said to myself, I'm going to see the movie, but publicly I was like, not interested in it that much. But movies are coming faster and faster to digital platforms, right? You remember back in the day where, for those of you who are on my age, I'm sorry if I'm making us feel older, but you had CDs, right? I know people older are like, well, we had vinyls. We got vinyls now. Stick with me. We got people listen to vinyls again, right? But you had the CD, and before the actual CD album came out, they had the single, right? So the hit song that they were trying to sell you, that came out first. And you watched the video on MTV or heard the song on the radio or songs, right? Because they released maybe 2 or 3, maybe even 4 singles if it was a real strong album. And then the album dropped. Then you got to buy it all. So you got brainwashed by maybe you didn't even like the song to now all of a sudden you like it because you hear it so much to now you're buying the album and you actually only like 2, maybe 3, if not 1 song on a 12-song album. That was a very popular model for a long time. Lots of bands got rich and wealthy off of that, as well as these record labels. But that's gone away because people want stuff now. We're in the microwave generation where as soon as it's available, it needs to be available everywhere, because if it's not, the piracy, the fear of piracy, right? The opportunity for it could have a movie like Cocaine Bear to where it's everywhere, and then suddenly the profits that would have been made for it, the industry doesn't get because everyone's bootlegged it, right? Now I'm not saying that a real good movie people are still going to see, but because that's still an option, that's why stuff is coming out quicker and quicker. But I digress, because I digress a lot. Welcome to this channel. 2023, this is probably the first review in a while. At least that's not like a Marvel type thing, right? So Cocaine Bear, the premise of this movie is, what if a bear had some cocaine? How would it react? Would it act like humans do when they're on drugs? Well, this is loosely based on a true story. Yes, there was some drug smugglers, some drug lords who tried to hide some cocaine, and some bears got to it, or a bear at least got to it. Now, the bear didn't get crazy, homicidal, like this bear in this movie did, but, the possibilities are endless. What I learned was, I always knew bears weren't something that you want to play with, right? Forget Care Bears and Smokey the Bear and all these cuddly, friendly bears. No, you don't mess with bears. Bears can run faster than you. I'll just put it like that. You can't outrun a bear. Usain Bolt cannot outrun a bear. The fastest man on earth cannot outrun a bear. And if they want you, they're going to get you. There's different types of bears, the black bears, the grizzly bears, where how you actually interact with them determines on whether or not they're going to kill you. All right, some bears you want to play dead, so they leave you alone. Other bears you don't want to make eye contact with. And then some bears you want to stand your ground and look menacing, right? But you can't climb trees. Bears can climb trees. They can jump high, or high enough, right? They will get you. So for those of you who are like, hey, you coming hiking this weekend? Nah, bro. We're not doing that. So imagine those scenarios, but the bear is on drugs. Seeing things, acting crazy. So this was going to be more of a lampoon kind of movie. I expected it to be like a Marlon Wayans type thing, but it wasn't. It was its own thing. It stars O'Shea Jackson Jr., Ice Cube's son, Ray Liotta, and a couple of other actors who I don't know. It's directed by Elizabeth. Let me look up her name because I'm going to mess it up. And I hate that I'm here live messing up the names, but I want to get them correct. But because I didn't know that she directed the movie, right? Cocaine Bear. I know this is unprofessional to do it live, but director. Let's get her. It is Elizabeth Banks. I almost want to say Elizabeth Hurley, but it's Elizabeth Banks. It was directed by her and written by Jeremy Warden. It's loosely based off the true story of American black bear that injected 75 pounds of lost cocaine. There you go. So, this is Ray Liotta's last movie. You don't know him. You've probably seen him in Goodfellas, a lot of these gangster roles. He doesn't really, or he didn't really like doing those kind of things later on, but I guess he agreed to do this, and RIP to him. His job was to look intimidating and fearful, and he did that. He made you think, hey, this guy's going to mess with you if you don't get his drug money. And so you have a standoff between the police and these criminals, right? Ice Cube's son's character works for Ray Liotta, the drug lord who wants his cocaine. Unbeknown to them, there's a bear out there. So the cops find the cocaine before the drug lords do, but the bear is out there looking for more cocaine. And some little kids are stumbling upon this park, and or whatever area it was, and it wasn't a park, it was some kind of lake or river basin or something. But anyway, they see that the cocaine is there, but they also see this bear, or at least I think they saw the bear first, and then realized later that the bear was on these drugs. So all this is interwoven where it's all going to mesh up, and these guys are putting their lives on the line for this cocaine, but their boss doesn't really care about them. And once they see that, they kind of all work together. It's kind of one of those movies. So without spoiling every little detail, there's some gore in there. People getting eaten up, cut up. I mean, bears are massive. Again, it's like mice. I don't mess with mice. You got Mickey Mouse, the most famous little rodent on the planet, but mice are disgusting. They can mess you up with their, the chemicals they got on them, the feces they leave. While they're not going to kill you like a bear is, it's still the perception that we have of animals is, is widely different from how they actually are. A bear just swinging at you is gonna end you. So, I didn't have strong feelings for this movie coming into it. So it was, I went into it without looking at any reviews. It was borderline like a horror movie to me. At least the premise of it, and the fact that this bear is killing and eating people might as well have been, right? I felt like the acting was a little crazy, a little hackneyed, where if you actually saw a bear and you've got a gun, you're not as calm, even though you're confident that the gun's going to do its job. You just don't know. Might not be the first shot that ends the bear. Might be 3 or 4. But those are little nitpicks there. Because I didn't have high hopes for it, it wasn't awful. I'm gonna have to give it like 2.5, maybe 3 earthworm gems out of 5. That's what I would rank that. So let me know your thoughts. Did you see this movie? Did you enjoy it? Did you think it was better? Do you disagree with me? Why or why not? Make sure you let me know in the comments below. Other Yellow Hat Guy is out. Captain Sensation!